Welcome to the DOGE Diaries, diving deep into government efficiency. I'm excited to unpack some of these headlines with you both today. It feels like things are really heating up, doesn't it?
Feels like a dumpster fire, honestly. What's efficient about cutting AmeriCorps? Seriously?
Well, let's try and be objective here. Efficiency, in government terms, often means reducing redundancies and streamlining processes, right? It's not always about feeling good. It's about fiscal responsibility.
But at what cost? We're talking about cutting programs that directly impact communities, like this article about AmeriCorps in New Mexico. That's a direct hit to the people.
Exactly. And it's always the programs that help people who need it most that get the axe. They say it's efficient, but is it really saving money if those people then need more social services down the line?
That's a valid point, but perhaps the AmeriCorps programs weren't as effective as they could be. Maybe the money could be better allocated elsewhere. We have to be willing to analyze that critically.
Or maybe the focus is wrong. Maybe true efficiency comes from investing in people and preventing problems in the first place. Isn't that the Elon philosophy, preventative maintenance?
I don't know about all that Elon stuff, but I know people in my community relied on AmeriCorps. Now those jobs are gone. What are they supposed to do? Is digitalization supposed to help or hurt average Americans?
I think the key here is implementation. The goal might be noble, but the execution needs to be carefully considered. We can't just throw out the old system and expect the new one to work perfectly overnight. Gradual improvements, that's where we see progress and safety.
But what if the old system is fundamentally broken? What if incremental changes just prolong the inevitable? Like this article about government pensions going digital. That salt mine sounds like something out of a dystopian novel.
A salt mine? They kept retirement documents in a salt mine. Are you kidding me? See, this is what I'm talking about. They find efficiencies in this way. That's crazy.
Okay, a salt mine is definitely not ideal, but I wonder if that's a symptom of a larger issue, that maybe this extreme approach is also wrong. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I like to see proof that it is working.
But think about it. Moving to a digital system opens up so many possibilities: faster processing, reduced errors, increased transparency. It's a huge leap forward, especially if the old way of doing things was using a salt mine.
Okay, but what about the people who worked at the salt mine? They're losing their jobs, right? And what about older folks who aren't computer savvy? Are they just supposed to figure out online applications on their own? What kind of help is available?
Those are important considerations. A digital transition needs to include resources for those who need assistance. Training programs, support lines, accessible computer access points. That's essential.
Yes, and imagine the applications beyond retirement. Healthcare records, educational resources, all readily accessible and easily updated. A truly interconnected system could revolutionize the way we interact with our government.
Interconnected? Sounds like one giant data breach waiting to happen. I don't trust the government, or any corporation for that matter, to keep my personal information safe. What about my freedom?
That's a valid concern. Data security is paramount. We need robust safeguards and strict regulations to protect individual privacy in such a centralized system. I do think that there should be proper systems in place to mitigate this risk.
But think about the possibilities. Imagine a system so efficient that it eliminates waste, fraud, and corruption. A transparent government accountable to its citizens. That's the utopian vision.
Utopian? Sounds like a surveillance state to me. Who decides what's wasteful or corrupt? I bet it's not going to be the average person.
Exactly. There's a risk of this system being used to target specific groups or communities. We need to ensure that it's fair and equitable, not just efficient.
But with proper oversight and safeguards, we can mitigate those risks. This isn't about blind faith. It's about embracing innovation and striving for a better future. Don't let fear hold us back from progress.
Progress for whom? The rich? This article says Musk is scaling back his involvement with DOGE because Tesla's taking a hit. Maybe he should focus on building better cars instead of meddling in government. Now they want to build robots too?
That's concerning. If Musk is pulling back, who's steering the ship? What's the long-term plan? We can't just abandon these initiatives halfway through. That would be a disaster.
Maybe it's a course correction. Maybe he's realized that the current approach isn't working and needs to be adjusted. The important thing is that he's still committed to the overall vision. He's the visionary, but perhaps he's handing off the operational stuff.
Visionary? He's a billionaire playing with people's lives. He's building robots, cutting funds for programs like AmeriCorps. I see this and I feel that there is so little hope for the average person.
I think that is true, but the point that needs to be stated is that it is hard to fix things. They will require a lot of time to get to where they need to be. This article from the LA Times hits that point home. The inescapable answer to America's problems? Fix Congress?
Yes, and that is what the DOGE plan is supposed to do. To fix Congress and streamline everything, making things more efficient, it's to fix all of that gridlock. Maybe there is hope for the future, not just doom and gloom. It's to break the gridlock and improve efficiency.
But that also destroys a lot of the services that are in place. The end result may be faster, but does that really help more people?
That all remains to be seen. The system has to be in place for a bit to really see what is working.
It's tough because, as the old saying goes, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah, but I don't want to be one of those eggs being broken.